Nowadays, 2000s nostalgia is everywhere. One of my favorite ways to relive that time period is to go back and watch TV shows I enjoyed from that time. But it's easy to forget that there is a huge piece of the puzzle missing if you go back on streaming and binge watch a show from the 2000s. The commercials. These commercials were more than just background noise. They were a big part of watching TV, and no salesman stood out more than Billy Mays.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist. Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Putty, the easy way to fix, fill and seal virtually anything fast and make it last. Hi, Billy Mays here for the Big City Slider Station, the fast and easy way to press and cook delicious sliders. Billy Mays here for the best deal on the original Zorbees, the most absorbent material I've ever used. Hi, Billy Mays here for the Jupiter Jack, the most convenient hands-free device for any cell phone, guaranteed. Watch this.
Take a trip down memory lane with me. As a young kid, I was not the target demographic of any of his commercials, but Billy Mays captivated me every single time he was on screen. I had absolutely no business buying some Mighty Putty or some OxyClean, but because of those awesome commercials, I totally wanted to. I was 8 years old when Billy died, and I was genuinely upset to hear that he passed. But as a kid, even though I appreciated his work, it wasn't until looking back in hindsight now that his impact felt so significant. If we're going to make a sports comparison, when Michael Jordan was to basketball, Billy Mays was to selling things on TV. He was simply the very best at what he did. So this is a tribute to his life, career, and legacy. It wasn't until the 2000s that Billy Mays became a household name, but through years of work as a pitchman, he redefined what it meant to be a pitchman and what a commercial could be. In an era where we were all still glued to our TVs, Billy Mays made commercials transformative. His work really defined the era. Sure, there are still similar infomercials that exist nowadays, but no one ever did it quite like Billy Mays did. No one had a presence quite like his. Born on July 20th, 1958, in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, Billy Mays Jr. grew up in the Pittsburgh area. He attended Stowe Rocks High School and for college went to West Virginia University, where he played as a walk-on linebacker for the football team. Eventually, Billy dropped out of school and started working at the hazardous waste management company owned by his father, Billy Mays Sr. By 1983, Billy had moved to Atlantic City, New Jersey, a decision that would launch his career and change his life forever. He began cutting his teeth by selling products like the Washmatic, the Ultimate Chopper, and more on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, which is the longest boardwalk in the entire world. Just picture it. Walking down this huge boardwalk in the summer, and a young Billy Mays trying to sell products to all the tourists and locals walking by. I was taught to pitch by a lot of old pitchmen, he said. That's the kind of style I have. While many remember him from the 2000s, Billy was actually appearing on TV as early as the 1980s, like in this example from 1989 of an infomercial for the Washmatic.
Hi, I'm Billy Mays. I'm going to show you how to make water go uphill. Introducing the amazing Washmatic. It works direct from the bucket. There's no motors, there's no pumps or batteries. See, as you wash, it'll actually pull the water right out of the bucket.
It's truly amazing to see the difference of his overall presentation and demeanor in this commercial in the 1980s, as opposed to the high energy he would carry throughout the 2000s. Throughout the 80s into the 90s, Billy sold products all over the US, appearing at fairs and other product showcases all over the country. As he traveled around the country, he eventually got acquainted with Max Appel at a home show, and this connection would change the trajectory of Billy's career. Max Appel is the creator of OxyClean, Orange Glow, and Kaboom, 3 products that would later enter the mainstream consciousness because of their Billy Mays-fronted infomercials. According to the Tampa Bay Business Journal, when Appel's microphone broke on the opening Saturday of the show, Mays loaned him one of his spare microphones. The pair struck up a friendship that led to Mays becoming national spokesman for Orange Glow. "It came back to help me out," he said of his good deed. In 1995, Billy Mays further pursued his career, moving to Dunedin, Florida, where he established Mays Promotions Inc., his company that made his iconic ads on TV, including the Home Shopping Network. But there is one product that Billy is associated with more than any other: OxyClean. While the classic Billy Mays OxyClean commercials as we know them didn't take form until later, in 1998, Billy did his first infomercial for OxyClean. Here, Billy's energy is there, but it still needed some refining. He isn't even wearing the classic iconic deep shade of blue shirt that he wears in the later commercials yet. He has a co-host of sorts, but really, Billy had more than enough energy to carry the screen all by himself. As the host is introducing him, he's calm and collected, but once she hands the baton off to him, he goes from 0 to 100.
So what makes OxyClean so different from typical household cleaners?
Well, first of all, these have all the chemicals, all the caustics, all the ammonia. See, if you have family members with allergies or sinus problems, you can't work in tight areas. In fact, some of them, it says you got to leave the room. See, OxyClean is powered by the air you breathe, and it's activated by the water that you and I drink. See, it's Mother Nature approved. It's Mother Nature's way of cleaning. See, we take the two most...
It was clear from this moment that Billy had so much stage presence that there really wasn't any room for anyone else in a commercial like this. Another defining part of Billy Mays commercials are the catchy taglines that underscore the value of the product. Here he says,
See, powered by the air you breathe and activated by the water that you and I drink. Watch this. The best part of all. Look at this. You can even hear the crackling. Look at it pulling oxygen out of the air.
Look at it bubble.
You better believe it. You know what? Forget the scrubbing bubbles. It's oxygen bubbles. The oxygen crystals are working. And you know what? There is no smell. Take a whiff of this. There is no smell.
Nothing.
See, you don't have to leave the room. It's the cleaner that works, so you don't have to.
And of course, we've got plenty of visual demonstrations, a defining characteristic of his commercials. But in the year 2000, everything changed, and that's when Billy became a household name with the first proper OxyClean commercial.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist. Powered by the air you breathe, activated by the water that you and I drink. It's Mother Nature approved, then it's safe on your colored fabrics. Use it on carpets. OxyClean seeks out organic stains, pet stains, food stains that get down into the matting, into the padding. It even takes red wine and grape juice out of white carpeting. It cleans, it brightens, and eliminates odors all at the same time. Don't just get it clean, get it OxyClean.
Here you have all the Billy Mays trademarks that we know and love. The loud booming voice, the high energy, and a visual demonstration that will stick with you. Some critics of Billy Mays view him as little more than a loud voice coming from the TV. But his loud booming voice is really only a small piece of what made his pitch style so effective and memorable. One of the unique parts of OxyClean as a product is how many uses it has. And Billy expertly displayed the practical application of this product in so many different ways on air.
There's over 101 uses for OxyClean. Here's some of my favorites. For outdoor cleaning, nothing works better than OxyClean. Use it in a pressure washer to easily power grime off a fence, or mix it in a bucket and scrub the grunge and buildup off a wooden deck. It's great for cleaning outdoor furniture, like cushions, without damaging the fabric. And it'll put the spring back into your welcome flag. So for all your cleaning needs, look for OxyClean online or in retail stores everywhere.
A phrase commonly misattributed to Billy Mays is, "But wait, there's more." But this is actually an example of the Mandela effect. Don't get me wrong, there are indeed a couple of examples where Billy says this off the cuff in Pitchmen or this other funny YouTube video, but this wasn't really something he actually said in his commercials. Instead, it is attributed to another Pitchman, Ron Popeil. As Billy continued to get better at his craft, the OxyClean commercials became more concise for a 30-second commercial slot. You can see his presentation skills and overall energy just get better and better throughout the 2000s. Because of Billy's talents as an on-TV personality, he helped OxyClean sell millions of products. We're going to come back to him later, but Billy Mays' friend and business partner, Anthony Sullivan, took over as the spokesman for OxyClean after Billy Mays' death, and is still doing commercials and promotional appearances for them to this day. By 2001, Billy started doing commercials for Kaboom, a sister product to OxyClean. While the original OxyClean powder was a very versatile product with many different uses, relatively speaking, Kaboom was a bit more straightforward as a cleaning product, but Billy's pitch made it seem just as exciting.
Time, hard water, and the elements attack your home by seeping into fixtures and beneath surfaces, making them almost impossible to clean. Kaboom's patented technology turns back the clock on Mother Nature and eliminates the stains. Kaboom makes shower doors, fiberglass, tile floors, porcelain, stainless steel, chrome, bronze, and so much more look fantastic. Kaboom is more than just a cleaner. Spray it on and let it deep clean your stainless steel, your tile, and your grout. Restore them to look their best. Just spray, wait, and wipe away. It's that easy. But best of all, Kaboom is tough on stains, but healthy around your home. Watch this. Kaboom has the power of an acid, but look how gentle. Kaboom, the gentle giant.
By the time Billy started doing ads for Kaboom, he had already proven himself to be more than just the OxyClean guy, even if he was also advertising for a similar product. Nowadays, Kaboom is now sold under the name OxyClean, although the two brands had been under the same umbrella since the beginning. Another similar product is Orange Glow. And again, this all ties back to Billy meeting Max Appel in the mid-90s, as this was another one of his cleaning products. This one, however, was specifically made for cleaning wood surfaces like tables and floors. Just like with Kaboom, Billy made a simple household cleaning product sound like a life changer. You can still find Orange Glow being sold to this day. Now, a deeper cut is the Hercules hooks. This product came about in 2007, and Billy Mays helped launch it as their spokesman. This product was a simple hook that you can install in your wall easily to hang things, without using a hammer or risking major damage in the process.
It has the muscle to hang and hold up to 150 pounds. Now that's super strong. Use them to hang an entire family picture gallery in no time. Proudly display all your achievements and awards in your office or kids' room. Or hang a big bulky cabinet without breaking your back. Heavy or light, big or small, it hooks, hangs, and secures them all. The secret is its reinforced steel design that penetrates any drywall and braces itself to the back to hold up to 150 pounds. Now that's the strength of Hercules.
By the late 2000s, it felt like Billy could sell anything and everything. In 2007, Mighty Putty hit the market, a green epoxy putty that could fix, bond, or seal just about anything. And Billy's ad campaign for the product became a late career victory lap for the Pitchmen. Mighty Putty's commercials were also memorable for its visuals, and of course the unforgettable shot of Billy towing a truck to prove the strength of the product.
As you need, it activates, turning from green to white to show it's ready to hold on tight. It has the strength to pull this fully loaded 80,000-pound tractor trailer. Now that's the power of Mighty Putty.
It was over the top, but it totally worked. The Mighty Putty campaign was a major success. Reports suggest it sold millions of units, a testament to Billy's power as a pitchman, and even spawned a spin-off product Billy also did commercials for, the Mighty Mend It. In 2008, Billy Mays became the face of Zorbies, an ultra-absorbent cleaning towel that claimed to soak up to 20 times its own weight in liquid. Notably, this served as a competitor for the ShamWow, which gained notoriety with its own infomercials in the late 2000s. But we're going to come back to that later. These commercials leaned heavily into visual demonstrations once again. The tone here is pure late 2000s Billy, confident, quick, and entertaining. Zorbies wasn't a complicated product, but his pitch made it feel revolutionary. It's yet another example of how Billy could take something as simple as a cleaning cloth and turn it into a must-have household essential. In 2009, one of the last major products he pitched was the Big City Slider Station, a compact kitchen tool that let you make perfectly shaped mini burgers at home easily.
With the slider station, just scoop, press, and cook right on your stove. The unique design cooks both sides at once, so you never have to flip them. And in just 2 minutes, you'll have 5 mouth-watering sliders. Use dinner rolls, potato rolls, any button. You can double or triple stack them and watch your family attack them.
The commercial, again, is classic Billy Mays. Fast-paced, enthusiastic, and filled with crowd-pleasing one-liners. This campaign came near the end of Billy's life, and it showed how consistent he remained. Whether it was cleaning supplies or kitchen gadgets, Billy could make anything sound exciting. Towards the end of the 2000s, Billy began to branch out a bit more as a pitchman and a public figure. One of the more unexpected highlights of Billy Mays' career came when his larger-than-life persona crossed over into sports. In 2009, ESPN tapped Billy for a series of self-aware commercials promoting ESPN 360, their new online streaming service at the time. These ads were brilliant because they played directly into Billy's reputation. He wasn't pitching a cleaner or a gadget, he was pitching ESPN itself with the same booming voice and energy. It showed how ingrained he'd become in pop culture at this point. Billy Mays wasn't just selling products anymore, he was selling himself as an icon of American television. In hindsight, these spots feel like the perfect full circle moment. A mainstream network recognizing that Billy Mays had become a star in his own right.
What do you do when you're away at school and you can't watch your favorite teams on TV? Billy Mays here for ESPN360.com. It's the live sports you want wherever you are. When term papers get boring, see who's scoring. Free on campuses everywhere. Great for dorm rooms, libraries, blowing off that interview, and streaking. Unbelievable.
I'm not that strong a reader.
Log on to ESPN360.com today.
Towards the end of his life, Billy Mays and his business partner Anthony Sullivan, who goes by Sully, signed on to do a reality TV show for the Discovery Channel called Pitchmen. It premiered in April of 2009 and ran for 2 seasons, though only the first featured Billy before his death. The show pulled back the curtain on the world of infomercials. You'd see inventors pitching their ideas, Billy and Sully deciding what to take on, filming the commercials, and then tracking how those products performed once they hit TV.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Anthony, so finally
nice
get to meet you. Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
better looking in person.
Thanks.
It's an honor to sit down with you guys for sure.
So this is it.
Yep, that's it.
We always look for products that solve a common problem, and a lot of people are in pain, and the install business is huge.
One of the number one things for me when I'm doing an infomercial is it demonstrable. It's Mother Nature approved, then it's safe on your colored fabrics. So the demonstration's gotta be...
Watch this. Look, I can take my hand in there. And I can go.
All right.
Oh, shoot. Give me table bounce.
Your hand okay?
Those, oh, yeah.
Can you move all your fingers? You sure about that?
Yeah, 100%.
It's one of the best demonstrations I've ever seen in my life.
Smack it as hard as you can. Go for it. This is the one take. Roll tape. Quiet on set, please. Make sure your cell phones are off. 3, 2, 1. Big smile and action.
Hi, Billy Mays here for the world's greatest insole, Impact Gel. Why am I smashing my hand with this hammer? To show you the amazing protection you get from Impact Gel. And this hammer is real.
That's good.
That was good. I like you to hit it twice.
No other insole can do that. I use them and they work. Talk about shock absorbency. I'm gonna run over my hand with this 6,000-pound car. That's the power and protection of Impact Gel.
For Matt, it's been 2 weeks of waiting for the details that will determine his future. Inside, Billy and Sully have just gotten the results of the test. They review which networks ran the spots, at what times, and in which regions. And most importantly, how much money these direct response ads brought in. This information will tell them the future of Impact Gel.
Hey, Matt, there he is.
How we doing, boys?
Inventor of the year.
Your dreams come true.
Really? Was it good?
No, you got it, buddy. How you hit it.
No way.
How hard he hits his hand is how hard you hit it. You gotta win it. No, you gotta win it. You do. I don't think so. I know so. I know so. We're here to tell you this.
This is when it feels good to be Billy Mays. It's why I do it.
You also got to see the chemistry and constant banter between Billy and Sully. The two actually started out as competing pitchmen back in the day, always trying to one-up one another. but over time they became partners and close friends.
But you know what? You're great at giving direction. You really
can you
are.
take it?
I could take it, but you know what?
Did you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
99 out of 100 times you're not going to get that burger. Here's what you do.
You want me to show you?
No, you did that already. You showed me like this. I wipe with authority.
You're not getting
You
it.
wipe like this. You wipe with 2 fingers. So no, I'm serious. I'm trying to wipe with authority.
So read the here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
What's with all this? Like, one hand. It's like when you meet the queen, my lady. But don't-
Sing it.
But don't shout.
Sing it.
Here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
Hey. Just do my way, then do it Billy's way.
Let me do it your way. Just say it and I'll just copy it.
Here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
No. All right, dude.
Appearing throughout the show, first as a production assistant and at one point a director of a commercial starring his dad, was Billy's son, Billy Mays III. To this day, he's active online, preserving his dad's legacy. And I got the chance to talk to him while making this video to learn more about his father.
Like when I started my research for this was one of the first things I came across to kind of do my deep dive on. And I was struck because this first season came out in 2009 and it was just so close before his death. It's kind of crazy timing that way. For you in hindsight, how does it feel be able to show the world that a different side of your dad in his during some of his final moments working on the commercials and stuff?
It was kind of unexpected that whole thing even happened. I think, I don't know, it just, as for the timing, the first season it premiered weekly on Discovery Channel. And it was a big hit. It was, I think they said it was over 1 million viewers, which I think at the time was a lot for cable TV. I don't know what it is now, but it was pretty clear that it was going to get a second season and they were going to develop it more and there was going to be a bigger deal next season. But I remember the season finale of season 1 was airing the night before his funeral in Pittsburgh. And me with friends and family were watching it on the bar TV at the hotel. And it was the first time it was airing. So he died the week that the season finale aired. But when you look at what it shows, it's pretty cool to have that. And especially for me, the parts that I play in it, that's a big part of my life. I remember every single episode that happened and I get to watch it as memories.
Yeah.
But there's something to it where he got more famous, more successful, more busy, and he was dealing with pretty bad health issue the whole time. And he just kind of worked through it. So it's bittersweet in that way when you watch it back, and me knowing that he was in a lot of pain the whole time in his hip. That's what was going on. But so that it's bittersweet.
Obviously he was a pitchman first and foremost, but to some people, to me, as a kid, he was kind of an entertainer. Did he ever see himself in that way as well?
Yeah, that's a good question, because right around that last year or two of his life, through Pitchmen, you got to see that he had this sort of comedic timing, and that probably comes from the improvisation of being a pitchman for so long. There was a lot of potential in the future of him kind of getting away from infomercials and being more on the entertainment side, which it pops up as an ESPN commercial. There's a couple things that came up, but he never really fully explored that. Well, I think it would have happened in a big way right after he died in that time, in that following year. I think it would have really blown up because he was signed to be the spokesperson of Taco Bell.
Yes.
And they were going to do these infomercial style things. And I think that would have been where they discovered that you can sell something with comedy in a huge way, in his form. And I think it would have really sealed it.
Can you tell me what you heard about that? How he told you about it? How did it come about? What do you know and what do you remember?
To be honest, I don't have a lot of information about it. I should get more. I'm in touch with his agent at the time, the one who did the deal. And I recall talking about it with him right after my dad died. But the most I had heard was just kind of I don't know if it was maybe just the ideas being thrown around. It seemed like they were pretty much just at there's going to be a thing, there's going to be a campaign that he signed on for, but I don't think the creative was fully done. Maybe I'll discover one day what was that, how far along it actually was, because I would love to see if there were scripts or any storyboards or anything. But everyone seemed to assume that it was going to be this sort of parody infomercial type thing. But maybe it would have been more like the ESPN thing where they just kind of stick him in a Taco Bell situation. Maybe they put him at Taco Bell or he's at the drive-thru, you know, who knows?
I also made sure to ask Billy what he thought of Anthony Sullivan taking over his father's role as the OxyClean spokesman.
After your father's death, he like took over like the OxyClean commercials and everything. And he's still doing them to this day. How do you feel about him like carrying that torch to this day? And like, do you still keep in contact with him?
Yeah. I talked to Sully. I saw him maybe 3 months ago here in Atlanta. OxyClean was doing a pop-up event at a Kroger, and I went and like crashed it and got to hang out and stuff. But I talked to him every other month, let's say. And yeah, he's doing really well. But to what you're asking, around that time, you may or may not know that Sully's production company produced all the OxyClean commercials, Sullivan Productions.
Yeah.
And so Sully was like directing them basically. And even the very first OxyClean commercial, that was my dad and Sully's first collaboration. And they were the ones that wrote this script that became the first 2-minute OxyClean commercial, which is kind of like, in my opinion, my dad's best work. And that they took the concept of a 30-minute infomercial and condensed it to 2 minutes. And like got people to buy tons of OxyClean. So I always look at that as like his debut for real, even though he did stuff before it. So when my dad passed, I think that it was like a complicated thing to think about of like what's going to happen here. So I'm pretty sure it was kind of like the only way forward was. It was like the most painless way forward was to just have Sully, who already was a pitchman, kind of step into the role and kind of pay tribute at first and then sort of take the mantle. I don't think he ever became like Billy Mays, the OxyClean guy. I don't think he ever wanted to be.
Yeah.
But I think there was a level of just like keeping it in the family kind of thing rather than them eventually finding some random person or whatever could have happened. And, you know, if it were now, I probably would have advocated for myself to try it because I'm sort of dabbling in that world of pitching right now for various reasons. After years of not wanting to do that at all, I just kind of started feeling like maybe I could do it. Like I would like to do it just to feel closer to my dad.
So you're obviously very active online and on social media. What inspires or motivates you to preserve his legacy in that way?
It's kind of just like inseparable for me because we share a name. And that's like the obvious reason. It's just like, I'm like what he left behind, you know? So I feel like it's my duty to do that. Behind the scenes in the time where he was the most famous, I was living with him. And we're talking like 2006 to 2009 when he died. I was living with him and I was kind of doing this. I was representing him because he didn't know anything about the internet or memes or anything. So I got him onto Twitter back in like 2008. So I would just encourage him to kind of like have a relationship with fans and stuff. And through that, I met a lot of people and I just kind of became his voice in a way. So then whenever he died, that's just what it was I did a lot of the grieving on Twitter with people who loved him, and people still to this day share stuff with me, just like a random message here and there. So I like that. It's just like a part of my life.
On June 28th, 2009, tragedy struck. Billy Mays was found unresponsive in his Tampa home after suffering a heart attack in his sleep. He was only 50 years old. At his funeral, friends and family gathered to honor his life and legacy. The pallbearers all wore blue button-down shirts, a simple, heartfelt tribute to his iconic look.
One, action.
Hi, Billy Mays here for my dad. I love you, Dad.
Billy, I'm gonna miss you, man. The world is suffering a great loss.
I'm just gonna miss Billy Mays. I'm gonna miss him a lot.
You'll never be forgotten. Billy Mays, you will never be forgotten.
He said he wanted to leave a legacy, and, you know, my friend, he did.
I don't even want to try and pretend to fill Billy's shoes. He's my best friend. It's like a brother.
Hey, thanks for coming, buddy. I appreciate it. I couldn't have done this without you. Seriously. I couldn't have done it without you.
Billy did burn twice as bright for half as long. And he did burn really, really bright. And what's next for me? I gotta pull myself together, I gotta pull the crew together, I gotta be strong, and we gotta go on. You lit up my life. You lit up my life from the minute I met you. For the first time we worked together. I love watching you work. I'm gonna miss you so much, buddy. I'm gonna miss you saying, "Hi, Billy Mays here." You don't know how much I'm gonna miss that. You're like a brother to me, man, and I love you. Rest in peace.
After Billy Mays passed away, there was a huge gap, a hole in the world of as seen on TV commercials. Billy was bigger than OxyClean. He was a face, a voice, and a personality people trusted. He could grab your attention, whether you were the target market or not. And for those of us who remember him, he was one of a kind. Someone who made commercial breaks worth watching. Even all these years later, his voice still echoes in our memories.